traffic jam is on now.
Yo, it's your boy Marvin Phipps out of Chicago, man. We up doing big things, man, with Khaliah Clark. Uh, just excited to be here. Just got a lot of, questions for you, man. We always hear people talking about their stylists, and I just want to get your definition on what is a stylist and what do they do?
Well, I'm not just a stylist. I am a celebrity fashion stylist who specializes in product placement. So, stylist, there's different types of stylists. You can be a stylist that works in a store, you know what I mean? And then people come in and you style them by like picking out their clothes. I'm a freelance stylist, which means I get hired by different vendors to create images for clients, whether it is for an artist that's signed to a label, an artist that's not signed to a label. It could be a regular person. As long as you have a budget, I'm gonna style you. And that's picking out clothes. That's picking out clothes that I feel like fit your style and I think that you would look good in. So I create visuals through clothes.
Yo, that's dope. I've been told that my whole life because I will wear the same thing every day. If it was up to me, black shirt and jeans, I definitely need
Well, I'm
that.
the same way. I don't change my style. Like it's funny, I'm a stylist and people be like, "You are?" Because I'm a tights girl with a crop top or a hoodie. Um, and then when I do dress up, people be like, "Oh, okay, you do get fly." It's because I'm always working and carrying 1,000 bags, so I don't really get fly. I get fly enough for me, but not probably in the image that the world would consider me as a stylist.
Got it. I just want to know, how did you get started? Like, what made you start this?
I wanted to make my daughter proud. I was a teen mom that didn't have a show, so I literally didn't know what I wanted to do with my career. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I knew that I loved fashion. I wanted to help my people, and I loved designing. You know what I'm saying? Like designers. I thought, Baby Fat was owned by Russell and Kamora, so we're supposed to wear Baby Fat. We're supposed to wear anything that represents Black,
Right.
right? Boo boo. So I got into styling. Actually, my homegirl. Well, it's two things. It's a long story, but I'm gonna try to sum it up as quick. I was always styling my friends and didn't know I was styling them because anytime my friends would come to my house, I would rechange their whole outfits. I'm like, girl, you need to wear this, put this on. And then I actually worked in the fashion industry. I was interning for Baby Fat. And before Baby Fat, I worked for a company named Baller. And I started in sales actually with this woman, Ozzy Stewart from Full Force Sales.
Okay.
And I was doing that and I worked with Rough Riders Dirty Denim collection. So I had a way stylist. I was more in like administrative and marketing. So I got my first gig with my homegirl, Patty. She was working at Baby Fat. They let me be the venue manager for the fashion shows. And I met this guy. His name is Clifford Ray. And he introduced me,
Okay.
put me on a movie set for the movie My Brother, starring Vanessa Williams and Tatum O'Neal and Nashawn Kearsley. And that day, actually, I had to make the decision if I was going to stay on the project because the person who brought me in had actually lost their job. So they kept me, and I was started
Wow.
as an intern, and I worked my way up to wardrobe supervisor, and I've been styling for the last 20 years ever since.
You're watching the traffic jam.
That's what's up. That's dope. That's amazing. That brings me to my next question. Um, who was the first celeb that you styled? Who was that person?
The first person that I ever styled. Well, I was assisting this young lady. Her name was Maxine, and we were doing a King magazine, and it was Jai Ari Parker. You know, the lady with that played in Friday, that was obsessed with
Wow.
IQ.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I styled her. That was the first. I don't remember if that was the first person, like first say, but I remember that was my first editorial that I worked on. And
Nice.
then my first celebrity client was JD Williams from The Wire.
Wow. Dang, that's dope, man. Coming off those two big that
Right.
show and we definitely know who she is from Friday.
Mhm.
Before you get into styling, have you ever wanted to do anything else?
Yeah, at first I thought I was gonna be a model, and then
Okay.
I thought I was gonna be a rapper, and then
What happened? What happened with the rap thing?
I didn't really well when I came in when I wanted to be a rapper, I
Okay.
realized it was different. It was a different ball game. Like they wanted to write for me,
Oh
and
yeah.
I remember, coming in like, is this really what the industry is? And then it was, I don't want to put a damper on it, but I felt like I wanted to work. I didn't want to use the casting couch to kind of
Okay.
get ahead. So, yeah, so I missed my dream as being Janet Jackson's dancer as well. I had a bum knee. I had a whole bunch of ideas of what I thought I was going to be. Remember, I had a baby. I was pregnant at 15 years old and I had a baby at 16.
Okay.
So that's why I say I'm the teen mom that didn't get a show.
Wow.
So I was constantly, big shout out to my mom. She always just supported my ideas, whatever I decided I was
That's
going to
what's
do.
up.
But I was going to the Magic Convention
Okay.
in Las Vegas, and I worked for a company, like I said, this guy, his name is Dwayne Walker. He's behind the Rockaware logo. He had a brand called These Classics.
Okay.
And this guy, Clarence, flew me out, and I was supposed to be a model. And the guy, I was like, hey, do you have clothes for your brands? Because they had gave me like a tank top and like a dress, and they gave me the hang tags. So when we went to Vegas, I had like uh, sample pieces of like,
Right.
product from that had no name. So I sold his label in like a fur coat that I had, some regular jeans,
Wow.
and he was like, yo, where did you get these pieces from? Because I don't make them. I'm like, well, you do now. I was like, this
Do
is one of
now.
one. I'm like, this is one of one. And he was like, yo, you're gonna be successful. Like your creative mind is crazy. Like who would have thought that you came here to model, like, the shirts, but you still were branding my name. And I'm like, yeah, well, got, and that's always been my motto of branding. So I was a stylist, but not even then. Like then I was just promoting a brand. So I did marketing and promotions and not even really knowing it. I just wanted to get in the industry. I didn't know what I was gonna do, how I was gonna do it, but I knew I was gonna get in there one way.
My name is April Walker of Walkerware, and you're watching the Traffic Jam.
Now you're here. Take me through a typical day, a style day for you. What's a typical style
Stress. I'm stressed,
day?
a lot of stress. I'm
Wow.
praying. Let's do two types: a no budget day and a
Okay.
budget day. A
Okay.
budget day, my smile's like this.
I bet. I bet.
You're happy to be on the train because you
Okay.
know it's gonna make you move quicker opposed to getting in a car service. You're
Mhm.
gonna day of life for me is wake up and just immediately look at my phone and start answering texts, calling out people, asking people, if I could come into the showroom if anybody has product. Because I also am not just a stylist and I do branding for brands,
Okay.
I have to make sure and see what's going on and Instagram to post for my brands to make sure that they get the traction that they need for the day. And then I'm in the streets. And then in the streets all day, I'm running in and out of showrooms, trying to get product, going to my storage, picking up product, taking it to the other
Wow.
storage.
Wow.
And then if somebody calls me throughout the day and asks me for product, I may have to go to a whole borough to get the product, bring another, bring an artist or a client, merch. Yep, that's a day in the life for me. No
Oh.
budget is me cursing everybody out and please, because I don't have their budget and I'm running around trying to make it happen. But with budget, you just shop. No budget, you just really kind of stress more of the product placement because you want to get it out there.
So I hear the grind. It's let the people know mentally. You just gave us a little bit about the physical attributes of what it takes, but what else does it take to be a stylist?
You have to be able to be a bona fide slave, and be okay with that. You get what I'm saying? And the reason I say, let me tell you why, because you're living through someone else, right? You're living through somebody else. So there's perks. So that's why I said I'm gonna take you through the job as with a budget or without a budget.
Okay.
If you have a budget, right, life is just more easier. So you're able to move because you know how much money you're dealing with. You get what I mean? And you know how to navigate. Most of the time, when you're trying to do this mentally, if you're not like rep by an agency or if you don't have a business manager, you're always just selling yourself. You get what I'm saying? And then people, you got to constantly fight because they're like, well, why do I have to pay you $3,500? What am I getting for $3,500? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. It's a lot of people trying to be stylists or are stylists. Do you have any tips or any advice you can give to any upcoming stylists that's out there right now?
Any upcoming stylist, make sure you have a good line of credit. Make sure you can have a credit card, one credit card that you can have, establish your business, right? So you can probably go get a business credit, so you can write everything off and really run as a business. I don't think people understand the business side of styling. They think it's, you just get a whole bunch of clothes and, go put it on celebrities or a client. That's one part. So you have to know about a budget. What if somebody gave you $1 million to shop?
Wow.
You have to turn in those receipts all the way up until $1 million.
Okay.
Most of the time, a brand company don't even want you to spend $1 million. They want you to come back with $1 million worth of clothes without spending $1 million.
Oh.
That's the hustle. That's the real hustle. To turn something into nothing. I mean, nothing into something. And that's what they pay us for.
Okay.
And I don't think people really understand that. That's why a lot of people say they always need a budget. I didn't get a budget in my career, especially on my own, until a very long time.
Wow.
And I would,
When you say budget, that means someone's giving you X amount of dollars for you to do what you need to do for them?
Yep. And then you're like, so for example, like say you hired me. The first question and you say, hey, Khaliah, it's I want to do a photo shoot and I want to get some new looks together for my photo shoot. How much you gonna charge me? And I'm gonna say immediately, well, what's your budget? Because your budget's gonna determine how I can shop.
Okay.
Then you might come and say, I don't have a budget, Khaliah, but this is a huge opportunity. It's gonna be on this publication, do you want to do it? And I think that's where, as a stylist, sometimes you have to make educated decisions for your career. Like, is this worth it? For me,
Right.
how is this going to benefit me if I'm not making money? But they want this. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people be like, oh, I want to be styled like Rihanna. Rihanna has a budget.
Right. A big budget.
Oh, I want to look like ASAP Rocky. ASAP shops. You get what I mean? So it's just hard. I don't think people really understand the business part of the game. They don't at all. They just think it's all about, oh, she's a stylist. She just gets free clothes. That's all. She don't work. I work very hard. A lot of people don't know. That's why I can't wait to publish my book. But I probably am having the best year of my life in my career-wise, probably the last year.
Nice.
Out of all my years, this is probably my best year, and I've been styling for 20 years.
So let me ask you this: if I did want to hire you, do I come to you? You come to me, or is it consultation from like Zoom or phone, or how would that work?
Well, since the pandemic, a lot of people have learned. That's another quite good question. There's different levels of styling now. Like, once the pandemic hit, people realized we went from being essential workers to non-essential. And then we had to figure out how to be essential in a time where no one was going out. You know what I mean? No one was getting dressed. So for me now, I don't really seek out people. I used to, but every time I used to seek out people to style them, I got burned. So I said, Lord, this if it's really for me to style, you're gonna bring people to me. I don't even recommend that. You get what I mean? Okay. I recommend that you get your book together, you do photo shoots, you do test shoots, get your book, get your looks together, and submit it to an agency. When I look back over my career, there were so much things I didn't do. And that's why I feel like my career was much harder, because there's just so much things that you're supposed to do, but people don't really tell you. There's no blueprint, and nobody wants you to be better than them. So when you learn, you come in, and it's kind of like trial and error.
Okay.
It's like, hey, I'm a stylist, mess with me. And you pray that the person is going to do everything they say they're going to do, honor everything that they say they're going to do. Contracts are very important, emails, because, again, if you negotiate yourself, sometimes, a person's always going to talk you down. So you got to really have a thick skin to be a stylist. And I say this because I speak to other stylists, and if you notice, like, stylists don't really run together in packs. Like, you don't see like a group of stylists. You may see like two stylists, you know what I'm saying? And one of them is probably more active than the other stylist. Or if they're both on the same level, they don't really work together, just know each other. They probably worked to each other in the past. And it's because it's such a cutthroat business.
Okay.
And it's sad, actually, that as a stylist that we don't have like a stylist union. You know what I mean? We don't have like a buddy system. We're not insured. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have benefits. So it's like you're a freelancer and you just have to pray that you get paid and consistently work. And if you consistently work, then, styling is great. If you consistently have, a job. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to be a freelance stylist. You could be a stylist at Macy's. You could be a stylist at Nordstrom. They all have styling services there. You could work in different corporations. There's also corporate styling and that's really called wardrobe styling. Once you transition from like freelancing or like even being in movies and film, that's all totally different than regular styling. It's just so much different. And you have to really, I think we as stylists, and I'm from New Jersey, but I hustle out of New York. I
Okay.
think when I went out the country and learned, like when I went to Paris and went to their fashion week, I'm like, oh, we get away with murder in New York as a stylist. Like, we don't even have to do half the things. I think that's why people want to be a stylist, because you go to London and Paris, Milan, they run circles around us on what is expected on a job. That's when you know if you really could style, because they want storyboards, they want pattern. I mean, they want swatches of fabric. You don't have to present that, and when we do like a video in New York, unless you're really, creating from scratch or designing something. But we get away with murder here.
Yeah. What up? You checking out the Traffic Jam podcast with Styles P, Pharmacy for Life. Yeah.
I'm from Chicago. What do you think about that Kanye West look with them boots? Because if that thing comes and in the next 3 to 4 years, everybody who's wearing that, I'm going to be like, because he's always have had. What do you think about that look with what?
I think everything is not for everybody.
Okay.
I think why Kanye is such a trendsetter is because he's not afraid to push the envelope. I think when so many things have been done already, how do you out-top something that's done?
Okay.
You get what I mean? So I'm definitely going to say, I don't think personally that everybody should get everything that you see out in a trend. Like, if you're really short, why are you wearing those boots?
Okay.
If they're gonna come all the way and be like thigh-high boots on you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like learn that every trend is not for everyone.
Gotcha.
Just because it zips doesn't mean it's gonna fit. And I think a lot of people don't realize that Kanye is reinventing a lot of things. Like things that have been out already, but you were in different times, so you don't know.
Got you. Let me wrap this up, man. It's been a pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much.
Can you just shout out your Instagram and your whatever you're on so people get in touch with you?
I have a show. It's called Who's Styling Who. You can find me. That's Who's Styling Who. But you can follow me, Khaliah Clark. That's KHALIAH Clark, on all social media platforms. My last couple of episodes of Who's Styling Who are on S Street Media. So subscribe, share on YouTube, share, comment, Who's Styling Who, which is on YouTube. Follow both pages. If you ever want to hit me up for styling needs, Khaliah Clark on all social media platforms. Thank you, Traffic Jam, for this wonderful platform. Everyone follow. Dope. Everybody in the Shy, big shout out to you.
Yes.
Big shout out to you. I need to send you some product.
Hey,
DM me your size and we'll definitely get it popping.
Yes, thank you so much, man. We definitely
Thank you for having me.
All right, your next exercise is a dumbbell hammer curl, all right? Exactly what it is. We're hitting these biceps again. So the biceps, there's two heads to the biceps, okay? So you wanna train them both. We're gonna train them here, and then we wanna train them nice and close. So the next thing I like to use is the hammer curl, which is literally like my favorite exercise, let me tell you. So the hammer curl, I like to bring my legs a little closer than shoulder width apart, core in tight, all right? I also like to do hammer curls standing. So here we go, rolling down those shoulders. You don't wanna wear them up here like earrings. And right here, inhale, exhale. Go ahead and get that nice pump up in there, just like that.
The Traffic Jam is on now.